do the 1% do? Because they move unbelievably quicker than all of us. And when I started seeing it, I started doing some of them. I was able to move much faster than my previous self. And there are 4 things that you have to keep in mind. The first one, focus on deep work. Because I know from the time I've been a kid, everyone's like, I'm a multitasker. I can do multiple things at the same time. I can do 2, 3, 4, 5 things. I used to tell people I can do multiple things at the same time. I thought that was a compliment. That is terrible because you want to focus on one thing, just one thing. You don't want to focus on so many different things. How are you going to beat someone who puts 100% of the time on one thing? Let's say content, and you put 30% of your time on content, 30% on a business, 30% somewhere else. You're never going to beat them. That is why you got to focus on deep work. Focus on one thing and do it unbelievably well. And the other thing of deep work is for a long period of time, sit down and focus. That's something I took a long time to learn, is being able to sit down, focus, and give my undivided attention. Because if you have your thoughts scattered, you're not focusing on one thing, that's the same thing as multitasking. Your mind is somewhere else. You gotta focus. And deep work is one of those things that once you start doing it, you don't want to move away, because doing 10 minutes or half an hour of YouTube, then moving somewhere else is so much worse. Just focus on 2, 3 hours of YouTube and then you're done. Move on to the next thing. Because you need that much time. For example, I started working on like 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there. But once I started focusing more time on just going, okay, 30 minutes is not enough. You gotta go 3 hours or 2 hours. Or if you do 30 minutes, you don't do, okay, 30 minutes. And if it's not done, I'll just move on to the next thing. No, you focus on deep work based on what's the most highest priority. If your number one priority is thumbnails, then you focus on thumbnails till you finish and then you move on to the next thing. A lot of us do 30 minutes here, then we come back, but you waste so much time changing between tasks and it's not that valuable. Focus on deep work. The second thing is focus on progress, not on results. A lot of us focus on, okay, I need results. Why am I not getting results? Don't focus on that. Focus on progress. Are you getting better? Focus on the inputs. That's what I'm saying. Don't focus on the outputs, because sometimes the outputs take a long time to appear. But if you focus on just the inputs, you suddenly see that you are getting better. You are becoming a better person, a better thumbnail producer, better at YouTube, better at the sport. But if you're gonna sit there and go, okay, in match day, I scored 3 goals last time. Today I'm scoring 1, or I scored none. I suck. But you gotta focus on what can you control. Okay, where were the passes going? How much better was I? Was I in a better position than my teammates? And if you see that you're making progress every single day and you're focusing on the inputs, the outputs would happen. Have patience with the outputs, but be impatient with the inputs. That's the second thing. The third thing that I think is really valuable is make decisions quicker. I have this problem whenever I have to make a decision, I'll just sit there. I'll sit there weeks, 2, 3 weeks till the deadline to make the decision. And then the night of the decision, I'm making the decision. Or when somebody tells me, oh, do you want to do this? I'll be like, oh, I need some time to think. I need some time to think. But when they start forcing me, I'll start thinking at that moment. That means we don't need more time to make decisions. We need more information. Meaning we're wasting all the time when we said, okay, there's a decision, and you delay that decision until you actually make it. The 1% make that decision like that. If the decision's really important, they'll make it in a day. Because if you had to make 2 decisions at the end of the week, okay, you wait 6 days and you make it just before the deadline. Okay, the 1% have to make 2 decisions at the end of the week. Okay, they're gonna do it at the end of the day. Meaning they're 1 week ahead of where you are. Now think every time you delay a decision for a week, they delay it for the day. Meaning they might go 4, 5, 6 weeks ahead of you. And ahead of me too. When I started realizing that, I was like, how? How do they make these decisions quicker? Then I heard somebody say it. They said, I make the decision. After that, I try my whole power to make that decision right. We try to pick between which one's a right and wrong decision. No. You make a decision and you make it the right decision. You focus on it. You put all your focus on the inputs. You go into deep work after you make the decision. But what we do is we waste so much time delaying the decision, and then we sit there, we go, which one's right? Which one's the wrong one? I don't want to make the wrong one. But we're actually wasting more time than it will take to just make a decision. And then try to make that the right decision. That's something I'm trying to do right now too. That's something I'm trying to learn really quickly, because decisions, for a lot of us, we go in this brain thing that, oh, I'll just make it later. I'll just make it later. And it never, ever happens. And the last one, they say no when they don't want to do something. Say no more often. They do that more than anyone else because they protect their time. They are gonna say no. All of us think we're binded by so many things. Okay, I have to say yes to my parents. I have to say yes to my friends. I have to say yes to these people. And then you think, whoa, I have no time. But that's not true. That's only because you're not saying no. Start saying no. Every time you say yes, somebody's taking your time away. Now think about this. If you say yes to everyone, you don't have time for yourself. I think Mike Tyson said this. Someone that's friends with everyone is an enemy to themselves. When I started saying no, it gave me so much more time. I used to always say in college, I have no time. I'm busy with work. I'm busy with my friends. I'm busy with this. I'm busy with that. After college, I started saying no. You know what happened? Suddenly, I had a lot of fucking time. That's because you start realizing, oh, fuck, when I really don't want to do things and I say no, okay, I have a lot of time to do things I really want to do. Facts. And these are the 4 things the top 1% do that I've started doing, that I've seen myself move faster, go weeks in advance. Because I used to do things that slowed me down because I thought they were the right thing, but they're not. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope this helped. And I'll see y'all next time.